probably the best return on investment I've seen so far. I think out of the 5 or 6 that I've taken, 2 sales and 1 client who's about to convert to sale as well. And in terms of gross revenue on those 2 cases that have already sold, £6,800 on those 2.
Wow.
And then the one that I'm expecting to sell, gross commission on that one will be about £5,000.
Austin, thanks for sparing 10-15 minutes or whatever it ends up to be. I know you've been using our system for a few months. You know, to be fair, you were one of the first to come on, which is amazing. So thank you for that. Thank you for trusting us early on. You haven't taken loads of appointments, but in a weird way, that's the joy of our system. You know, so you're not signed up to so many a week, so many a month in a contract. You just dip in and out basically whenever you want to and whenever it suits your diary. So just give us a quick 20 seconds on you, who you work for, what your business is. Okay.
Until January, I was employed doing equity release for Key Group. January came round, thought it's finally the time to go self-employed and earn a bit more money for myself. The reality of it is that you're never going to have enough leads, and that's why I thought, that's when I came across you guys. I was looking for something else entirely at the time, and with the nature of equity release, you're looking at per lead, you're probably looking around about, sorry, someone's just ringing me at the same time there, like you're normally looking around about £200 per qualified, decent quality lead for equity release. And the way I've always looked at it is that a mortgage and an equity release, they are the same lead. It's just that you're looking at a different demographic of customer. So you'll have an 80-year-old who you'll do a mortgage for, and you'll have a 56-year-old who you'll do equity release for. And just from knowledge of what can and can't be done, I basically looked at your what was available, and I basically just cherry picked what I think could be, what would have legs and what wouldn't have legs. But yeah, it's valuable because I get to pick what I want. I found that with buying equity release data on the whole, that the clients are either generally quite uninterested. You're probably getting conversion between 20 and 40% depending on the batch, of which the majority of the customers don't qualify, or there's a better product suitable for them. Whereas with what you put on the table, you can kind of weed a lot of that stuff out by binning out by not taking on the 62-year-old client who's clearly more suitable for standard residential, and I'm just focusing on the odd case coming through. And from what I've seen, I've had success.
Right.
The unfortunate thing, it's unfortunate in one respect because I've not got a deal out of it, but there was one of the clients that I took on. But fortunately, Key and the equity release experts have a back book of about 25 years worth of customers that they've dealt with in the past. So there were a couple that I took on, and we've turned them down recently. So, but that's not your fault. That's not my fault. But it was nice to just be able to get rid of that straight away. Whereas a client, I think out of the 5 or 6 that I've taken, we've had 1 no-show, which is to be expected.
Of course.
1 who was interested and then didn't answer the phone again. But that happens. We've got historical data to show that this customer has done that before. So by the by, it's nature of the beast.
Okay.
2 sales and 1 client who's about to convert to sale as well, and really, really satisfied with it.
Which is amazing. So you're working on a conversion. Yes, I looked at your figures beforehand. You brought the 5 credits. Your first appointment was a no-show, which seems really unfortunate. You know, I think that very first client that you claim and they don't answer the phone, you must think, oh, here we go, another lead company that promised the world. But since then, obviously a no-show you get a credit for, which is something that we honor, that we always want to offer. But out of the 5 appointments that I've seen, you've sold 2. 1 is still ongoing that is due to sell, and you've got 2 that so you're potentially on for a 60% conversion rate, which is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. And I think it's just knowing about where, I think really it's what's beneficial is that your product caters to a niche broker. So I'm just doing later life stuff, so I can choose a later life client where I know my area of expertise is.
Yeah.
If I was dealing with adverse credit, I'd be cherry picking all of the clients who are in mortgage arrears, for example. So it's really, really valuable.
Yeah. So I suppose our system, we don't, this may sound odd, but we don't actually generate equity release leads. We just ask, we aim to generate remortgage appointments for customers. We ask certain demographic questions such as age of the eldest applicants, income, employment status, are you retired, which are obviously is potentially what you're looking at as well. But then anybody over the age of, or age 54 or over, should I say, we ask the question, would they be open to a conversation around some form of equity release or lifetime mortgage? So we're not specifically generating equity release leads. We're not at all. But those questions just mean that, we ask enough so that you as the broker can make an informed decision of, does this suit my business model? And if it does, there we go.
Yeah, and to be fair with you, I think the ones that I've sold are before you started putting the equity release sticker on there, which
it was.
It's a bit of a shame, really, because it's a bit harder to get there first, to be honest with you now, Lee, compared to what it was previously. But at the end of the day, it's a positive because there should be more demand for them. And if I'm not there first, then someone else has got the business. Good for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now we've got that many more brokers than we had when you came on originally. You were one of the first brokers in the first probably 2 to 3 weeks that we actually went live to everyone. So thank you again for trusting us. But I suppose now we're evolving. There's a lot more brokers using the system, which some brokers think that's a bad thing because they want exclusivity. Yet the way that the system works, ironically, the more brokers use the system, the more feedback we can then feed into feedback into the algorithms, and that then improves the quality for the conversions.
Absolutely. So, and at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with fastest finger first. If you really want the business, you'll be on there first thing in the morning claiming the business, won't you?
Completely. Yeah. And again, this is why the live appointments as they're booked get emailed out, because you don't have to be sat at your laptop, at your computer at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, oh, it is a great appointment going to come in that I'm going to miss. Pops up on your phone when you sat there in the evening watching TV, and if you want it, you can just claim it. So I suppose also fastest finger first means it's fair for everyone.
Exactly.
So have you, obviously I know you just explained where you work, you were employed, gone to self-employed. Have you tried any other lead platforms? Have you used any others in the past?
I have, yeah. I had a couple. So it's a mixed bag, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, you're not in control of what's coming through the door unless you're doing the marketing work yourself. I've had success with both ways, so booked appointments as well as just buying the raw data on a cheaper basis. But on the whole, unless there's, in my experience, a direct commission split, it's never in the company's interest to send you 100% good quality business. There's going to be a few curveballs in there, but again, that's where the value of your proposition comes in, because a client that's suitable for me, I might be happy to pay 50 or 100 quid for it, but another broker wouldn't want to see it anywhere near their diary, and they'd be kicking up a fuss about the quality of the leads. So that's where the picking and choosing, it's really valuable, really good way of doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you. I mean, we do try and improve all the time. We take feedback from brokers. obviously since you came on, we now, if a customer's open to equity release, we're now asking for property valuation, a few other details. So obviously we know potentially, dependent on what type of lifetime mortgage they take, so loan to values can be super strict.
Course,
so that works well. Do you mind explaining why you were looking for a new source of leads? I mean, was it that you weren't happy with previous, or was it just you saw an advert and thought Lee looks handsome, let's give him a go?
Honestly, it were a bit of that. I liked your pitch. It was a good pitch. It's straight to the point. It said the problem, it said the solution, and you weren't charging a fortune. And there's not much more you can ask for than that doing business. Wasn't faceless. Obviously you're building a brand in doing it, and it really resonated with me. It's not to say that I wanted to use you instead of another avenue of business. It's just nice having that in your back pocket, that, you know what, I'm a bit thin on the ground in the next couple of weeks. Let's take on a few extra cases from Lee and let's see what we can do with it. So I wouldn't look at you as an instead of, which I think is where some of the other brokers are probably a little bit disheartened with the numbers coming in. I look at it more of as an as well as the business that you've already got coming in.
Yeah, which makes complete sense. I think even myself, obviously I run my own mortgage firm. I still write cases every day, and I think for a lot of brokers opting to use or try out MortgagesBooked, that's a huge thing, because I'm not just some marketing expert. I am a broker, and I'd like to think that I know what brokers want, and that's what we're creating. So no, that's amazing. You don't have to share this if you don't want to, but do you have, obviously, the two cases that you've sold in comparison to, and also the one that is due to be signed up? Do you know what the total case value is on those?
Yeah, I can get it for you. So in terms of gross revenue on those two cases that have already sold, £6,800 on those two. Wow. And then the one that I'm expecting to sell, gross commission on that one will be about £5,000. But obviously, I'm not getting excited until the case completes, because of course anything can go wrong. So I haircut all of my business significantly for forecasting purposes, but those two cases should definitely go on. But yeah, gross revenue, what, 6k and 5k pending? Yeah,
so 6k that has completed, potential 5 that's still in the pipeline. So
yeah, so 6k offered.
Offered. Okay.
Yeah, 6k post offer and 5k not yet submitted, but it will be submitted at some stage.
Okay, so that's some pretty amazing figures off the back of buying 5 appointments and converting 2 definites to offer and one potential other that's still in progress. So
yeah, it's probably the best return on investment I've seen so far for what it's worth. And if it continues like that, I mean the missus will be very, very happy, Lee, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's amazing though. It's brokers do ask me the question, well, why don't I want to, why do I sell them, and why don't I just keep them for myself? But I am growing my own mortgage firm because I can. At the same time, I don't want to be managing 100, 200 brokers. That's the last thing I want to do. And me personally, I've been through that stage of using lead providers, wasting money, being completely disheartened with having to be on the phone for 7 hours a day, calling people that weren't expecting a phone call. So I'm really pleased that I'm actually able to build, obviously with a man's help, build a platform that works for brokers. And we're just evolving from here. This is just the start, is all I can say. So
Yeah, and to be honest with you, this is a good reminder that I need to buy some more credits from you as well, Lee.
Yeah, I suppose now you've just added those figures up in your head, and you think, actually, why am I sat here talking to Lee and I'm not claiming more appointments? Especially if your wife was listening to this, she will be saying, "Get off that call and claim some more." So
yeah, I've been passing your firm's details as well. I went to a conference recently, relatively small boutique equity release advisors only, so none of your mainstream stuff. First thing that I share with them at the end of the day, because it's such a good product, and fair enough, I might miss a few, but I can't have every appointment. And if some of my other colleagues and friends and things like that in the industry, if they can take advantage of it and get a good little earner out of it, then why not? I'd be happy to help them.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome for us and for them.
Yeah.
You know, and anything that can help grow their business as well is obviously a massive bonus. So
Aye.
no, that's awesome. Amazing.
Cool.
Thank you.